My name is Corinna Strong. I run VestaFire Entertainment, Nanaimo's circus and fire dancing troupe. This time last year, I took my family, my husband, my daughter, and my son, Caden. We went on a trip of a lifetime together with one of my troupe members, Lucas. We joined 18 other volunteer performers on the 2012 Spark Circus team. We went to Thailand for almost 2 months. While there, we taught circus and performed spectacular shows for thousands of children in the Burmese refugee camps, hospitals, migrant villages, and orphanages. This multimedia presentation will show you a bit of our lives and the lives we encountered on our journey.
Hello.
But a lot of Burmese people would rather choose to live illegally in Thailand than to live in their own country because they're a lot safer.
They flee from fighting and for political reasons from their country. The migrant population is just, I would call them economic refugees.
Spark Circus is a group of international volunteer circus performers. We gather from about 10 different countries and we spend anywhere from 2 weeks to a month of each year teaching and playing with refugee children, migrant children, orphans and some of the Thai schools in the Mae Sot region of Thailand. We do a day show for the kids that's pretty silly and fun, and then we go into some workshops and play shops of all different kinds of circus skills, and then in the evening we bust it out with a fire show. There are a lot of really wonderful non-governmental organizations in Mae Sot that work to help provide them with their basic needs, food, shelter, education. But I noticed maybe about 5 years ago when I began this that there weren't very many people paying attention to what I consider the most essential need of children, which is to play.
Some of the kids here, they never see a pen when we give the first time. They are very, very poor. So for them it's amazing, it's very, very important. I think they speak about this for a year, maybe when they are told that one day Circus come to my center.
The refugees and the migrant children in this area have gone through considerable trauma. They have limited family support, if any at all. Many are orphaned. Most of the schools that I bring the circus and the play days to are the people that are the least advantaged. Through play, we develop everything about ourselves. We learn about the space around ourselves, we learn about our bodies, we learn how to develop skills, cooperate in a group, compete effectively. We can lose ourselves for moments in our imagination and our creativity. Play is really the key developmental component for children, and these children don't get a lot of it.
A kid can just pick up a peacock feather and balance it on its hand straight away. So it's really satisfying because immediately you've got this sense of achievement.
The children have absolutely no status whatsoever. They have no papers to say that they're Burmese. They have no papers to say they're Thai, and they can't get them. They have no birth certificates. So these kids are nobody's kids. You know, people say, "Oh, can we come over and adopt them?" I know lots of people who'd like to adopt a child. These children are not adoptable.
It tries to work together with various organizations that protect the children and give them a safe space to be and to learn and to offer them some hope for the future.
I have to say I'm more a juggler than a clown, but since technical juggling doesn't help any 7-year-old child to laugh, it became more and more necessary to turn into the role of a clown and just be a clown.
Euသွားခြင်းလဲတဲ့သား
အင်းချုပ်တယ်မရှိလားဘာလို့မဆရာမဖြစ်ရှင်တယ်
I am 23 years old and I come from France. I was very surprised when I came here. The children almost don't have a childhood.
Hello! Yeah!
All of my volunteers are completely donating all of their time. They're paying for their own transportation, their own accommodation, their own food, and many of them have actually brought with them the donations of toys that we give away.
I really enjoy teaching about words because a circus is such a physical thing. It doesn't need words most of the time. You can just show them something. It's like, okay, well, you need to look there and do this, and it's going to work. And they do it, and they're like, yeah, that's great.
Days begin at the morning meeting at 10 a.m., which means you've already had breakfast, put on your costume, your clown makeup, prepared the kit for the day, and perhaps deal with another volunteer responsibility, like ensuring there's enough water for the team, checking the music kit, or arranging the workshop tools, making and decorating hula hoops from 1.5 kilometers of tubing. The morning meeting may include a debrief of the previous night's show or a workshop to drill new group choreography and full briefing for the upcoming day. The meeting ends with just enough time to grab lunch, to go, before getting onto the back of the songtao, which is those small pickup trucks, and ride out to a school, hospital, or orphanage. We became adept at ordering the Thai equivalent of fast food, things that can easily be eaten in the back of an open, bouncing truck. Things like salads would just blow off your plate. From the moment you reach the school gate until you leave more than 3 hours later, it's full on, often in the hot sun, exploding from our trucks with stickers, bubbles, magic tricks, and a ton of energy, blowing their minds like a crazy alien species that just beamed down on a rainbow. We put on a 30-minute show of all our zany, clowny acts, then teach them a range of circus skills, including hooping, poi spinning, balancing, staff spinning, and juggling, skills which increase hand-eye coordination and right-left brain communication. We interact with hundreds of excited kids, play group games, paint faces, and share friendship bracelets, laughing and playing, dancing through the chaos.
Honeybee, honeybee, sweetest little creature that I ever did see. Gonna take a little honey if you don't sting me, honeybee. Got my bee suit on, time to go outside. Go see my friends. I'll treat them kind. To see if there is honey for you and me. Honeybee, honeybee.
Occasionally, we are treated to the children performing for us, traditional dances and songs presented in thanks. These are so cute and so touching. There are often tears in our eyes as we say goodbye. coming back to the guest house from the schools at around 4 o'clock. It's time to shower off the dust before a pre-night show meeting. Debriefing the day's experience, and then any free time is spent quickly eating, working on more routines, perfecting existing routines, finding new music, sewing costumes, sharing skills, working out the complex roles for each show. Wait, what free time? The logistics of running this small army of clowns is admirable, and it takes all of us to keep the systems running smoothly. Our evenings are spent doing fire or light shows for some of the schools, the community, the refugee camps. Everyone has choreographed solo acts, as well as large group numbers. When offstage, each member takes turns supporting the show. Safety, sound, fuel kit, stage manager. Our troupe was privileged enough to participate in a Buddhist temple opening ceremony before a sea of orange-robed monks and the entire village as our audience.
Today we visited the Maytao Clinic. This hospital is to help the Burmese and Karen people driven from their villages by the Burmese military. They do not have health care or money, so they have no other options. These people would suffer or even die if it weren't for the Maytao Clinic. They can't go back to their homes because the military use landmines to keep the people away. Lots of people are missing arms and legs from landmines. Maytao does help with artificial limbs, but there are many more patients than they can help, and the new limbs are often cobbled together from random wood and plastic. We did our show, and then we went around the hospital. My mom and I went into the baby ward and gave friendship bracelets to all the newborn babies and new moms. They were so tiny. The moms were on tables or on mats on the floor. We also saw some very sick people and kids with HIV and other illnesses, but they were all happy to see us. We made lots of people happy today. One of our troupe members, Fleecy, wrote this poem about the clinic.
Looking into the face of a girl who's looking into the face of death. Breath followed by breath, followed by breath. Dressed in glitter and smiles, top hats and wild hair, staring into her eyes, trying to define if she can even see me. The breeze in here is soft, almost still. Blocked from the sun by blankets strung up on string, covered in towels in the blazing heat of the day to keep away the incessant drive of the flies who strive just to rest upon her features. My eyes do too. Trying to see more than just those cheekbones, those gums that show how her body is responding to this world. She's just a girl. It's impossible to give her an age. Time does wondrous things to the skins of those who play that game. Walking on the tightrope of life, though so much is pulling them down, they stay teetering for a while before they allow themselves to dive. She moves her eyes, and I know she knows. I take a deep one, breath, followed by breath, followed by breath. And yet, here I stand, a simple string bracelet in my hand to place upon her wrist. It's all I brought to give. As she lays upon the boards of the floor, the swarms of flies storming towards all of our eyes, and the heat of the day breaking open the soil outside. Where is her mind right now? A girl her age could play a million games in the imagination, and in these delicate days of drifting away from this place, I wonder if she spends more time in this reality or the next. Breath, followed by breath, followed by breath. I smile, it's all I brought to give. Looking through those brown pools to send it deeper. Testing my desire to receive a response of any kind, just passing love, eye to eye, and trusting she gets it for what it is. A gift. It's all I brought to give. Sometimes being a clown means more than just messing around. It's that honesty which only a fool would show. And I know she knows. I rose. A blue feather fell from my hand and landed in the dust. I passed one glance around the room to the faces of adults who wait with her with bated breath, followed by breath, followed by breath. I head for the door, and once more I turn to her upon the floor, raise my hands to my lips and blow a simple kiss. It's all I brought to give.
Starflower. One of the days, a small team visited a day center for children with special needs. The Starflower Day Center is the only facility for children with disabilities along the whole of the Thai-Burma border. They are privately funded through donations and are always in danger of shutting down. They, like so many of the orphanages and shelters we visit, are totally dependent on private donations. But wow, what a day. The 12 children who were there were incredibly receptive, open, and so excited to see us. Some children had obvious physical palsy. One little boy was blind. A few more had Down syndrome. But honestly, they played and laughed and danced and break-danced with more energy and enthusiasm than any kids I've seen. One girl, about 7 years old, would not stop hugging me, tugging on my pants to pick her up, kissing me on the cheek, and generally wanting to be with me at all times. Looking into her shining eyes and feeling her joy and excitement just completely overwhelmed me with a feeling of pure love. These kids were so happy to have us there, and Starflower is such an amazing, supportive place for these special children. New Po. We attended 1 or 2 schools per day for the entire month of February. Again, all of them were fun, but now, with only 3 days left in our Spark trip, all of us are tired, many of us are sick, and all of us really on the edge of burnout. But we have one last destination which we all look forward to, New Po Refugee Camp, the biggest yet most remote camp in this area. This camp is an 8-hour drive from our Mae Sot home. The troop of 20 pack all our gear, get into 3 songtaus, surrounded with blankets and pillows for our overnight stay, and set off. Half of us take Gravol in preparation for the trip. Riding facing backwards or sideways is always challenging, more so for the upcoming journey. The road is narrow, windy, and goes over 2 mountain passes, through fields being burnt to prepare for next year's crops. We're only a quarter of the ride when someone loses it out of the back of the truck. The rest of us take more gravel and try to sleep. Thank God the Songtaos are open-air vehicles. The heat of the day disappears in the high mountains, and we are bundled against the cold. The ground is dry, red sand dunes that stain your feet. Smoke from the burning fields choke your lungs with every breath. The Songtaos take turns being the lead vehicle to allow us respite from the dust cloud, but there's no respite from the smoke. The whole team looks like they've entered an apocalyptic Mad Max film with their dust masks, goggles, and hats, except all our outfits are brightly colored under the dust. We spend the night in a basic hotel, most of the way there. Exhausted from the drive, we all crash hard, but awake with anticipation. Another hour drive in the morning, and we arrive at the gate of the refugee camp, dusty, still a bit motion sick, but excited to be there. Everyone at the gate stare. Our response is to blow bubbles from the back of the truck, as Joe and Andrea take care of the details, registering each individual with the military camp commander. People stand and stare at the clowns. What freaks we must be to them. So white, yet so colorful of a group. I cannot imagine what they think of us. Ni lagay, good afternoon, in Karen, is all we know how to say. We smile, we wave, say hello. They are shyly waving back as we drive through. Our site is reached, a bamboo schoolhouse with a bamboo fence. In fact, every structure in the camp is made from bamboo, most on stilts due to seasonal flooding and to provide shade. We are housed on the second floor with forehead-whacking beams that we must duck and a bamboo floor that flexes when we walk upon it. Another property of using this grass as building material, strong yet flexible. We are safe, but it's a bit unnerving feeling the floor sag when you walk on it. We will stay segregated, boys in one room, girls in the other. We set up our sleeping mats, we put on our clown faces, and prepare for the big day ahead. Lunch, the day show, dinner, the night show. We walk as a large group in full rainbow clown costume through the camp. We walk through windy, hard-packed dirt paths between the houses on wooden stilts. Everything is brown, reds, grays. We immediately attract a large following of children whom follow, still at a distance. Our host leads us to a cafe where we take over nearly the whole place. We sit on baby chairs at a small table on a dirt floor. The hosts are very happy to see us, and we order a slew of very foreign, deep-fried foods. Everything is covered in dust. There are faded posters of kittens in baskets on the bamboo walls, but no doors or window coverings. The roof is thatched with brush. We are certainly the shiniest and most colorful thing found in the camp. About 30 children follow us everywhere. In particular, we befriend a little girl about 5 or 6 years old whom shadows our every move. She doesn't speak. We dub her Six Toes, as her bare feet show that she does, in fact, have an extra toe. We explore the camp, and she follows us the whole way. We walk, with our ever-growing entourage of children, from the cafe to where we will perform. It's a large open field with mountainous rock walls and huge trees surrounding there. There are 2 stages. One is cement with a backdrop of a bamboo wall, a perfect fire show stage. The other, for our day show, is a dirt mound next to a mountain. This area, though, is surrounded by garbage, broken down plastic and glass. It looks as though this area has had a few campfires. It's rumored that this area is where the youth go to party and cause fights at night, and the look of the site reflects this. But the children who followed us seem to have no trouble playing in it. Shoeless and all, this is their normal. We begin the show. And although it is a small audience in this heat, only about 100 kids, they are all excited. Our presence is an amazing special occasion. Children are climbing up the rock wall to get a better view. On and off the stage, I am laughing with delight. I enjoy watching the children enjoy us. We are all excited. This is the culmination of 6 weeks of work, our last day show together, and the kids are loving us. Suddenly, we notice a herd of goats coming straight through our show. This field is also a thoroughfare between one pasture and the next. And the show ends, as always, with a dance party. We split the kids into groups for the workshops: juggling, poi, hoops, staves. Dawn and Ariel stilt up and roam around the area, going to every workshop and playing with each toy while on stilts, which delights the children. A herd of cows now come through at the workshops. At nearly 4 p.m., our call had come. It's time to pack up, have dinner, and get ready to spin some fire. Six Toes finds us again at dinner, watching us through the cafe gate. We bring her in and give her some food. She is ravishing. She eats all she can, still saying nothing, and we give her all our leftovers to take back to her family for later. She is the sweetest girl. She stands peering through the gates of the schoolhouse, waiting for us as we prepare for our night show. The fire show is our longest, most fun, and most beautiful show, met with thousands of new faces. Word of our arrival had spread, and in the relative cool of the evening, the camp was coming alive. Our MCs, Johnny and Don, worked the crowd up, getting them all to chant the word for fire, fire. Everyone on the team is super happy to be performing, and everyone in the audience is super happy to watch the crazy clowns with fire. We have been working and performing together daily for 6 weeks. We all know our roles, our choreography is flawless, and we put on a great show. After the amazing show, we stay on stage and jam to the music to the delight of the crowd until we run out of fuel, both literally and figuratively. We wake up on our last day, pack our trucks, and donate the remainder of our items. All our sleeping mats, extra warm clothing, along with our sound system and any props we have left. We say goodbye to Six Toes and the other children at the gate. One of us gives Six Toes a booklet of stickers, a treasure. We load the troop onto the Songtown and begin to slowly drive away, but Six Toes trots after the trucks. Still mute, she follows, all the way through the winding roads to the gate. She follows us past the gate, still clutching stickers, starting to run as we pick up speed. We hit the main road, and she breaks into a full sprint trying to keep the trucks in sight. She's still running as we crest the hill, and she is swallowed in a cloud of dust. I swear our leaving breaks that child's heart. It certainly breaks ours. For a child living in the camps, everything is browns and grays. Their toys are often nothing more than pieces of bamboo, dirt, and their imagination. But when we arrive in those lives, in a riot of color and laughter, we bring them tools to expand that imagination beyond these political, social, and physical barriers. It's amazing what play can do. A simple hoop, 3 balls, fuels the imagination to explore movement, possibilities, and sparks creative thinking. During our time at Spark, we've brought so much joy to thousands of children with our magical circus shows, our workshops, the toys we leave, and the beautiful fire shows we put on. But often it is those small moments of connection. A hug, a blowing of bubbles, the tying on of a friendship bracelet, the blowing of a kiss, that gives these children the feeling of being unique, special, valued. The eye contact, a touch, with love, that heart connection, shows that the world has gifts for them. We spread bliss. Often during our final dance party at a school, it was the pure energy and joy of the kids that kept me moving on the brink of total exhaustion. Watching my daughter perform day after day as a full troupe member, seeing her teaching hoop tricks and interacting with the kids, I know she appreciates the gift of this experience. The pure intention behind this kind of work can assist in great things, one smile at a time.